It is day 25 of the 30 days of dance training, and today we are going to work on our flow. So I talked about flow in several classes already, but today we are just going to bring it full circle, okay? In the head movement class, I explained that there are several definitions to the word flow because in different places, people use the word flow for a different aspect of the dance, right? So just to be sure, let's go over them again to just be aware of what people could mean when they talk about flow, what I mean when I speak of flow, and hopefully with that, have a better understanding of the full idea and concept of it because they are all a part of the same spectrum, you know? It's like colors, but then different shades of the same color, you could say. Something like that, right? So when someone talks of flow, there is, like I said, several things that we can think of. Number one, we can think of transitioning from one place to another. So if I go from standing up to coming down to the floor, for instance, right? Or from me going from the left to the right, and how I do that, people can call that flow. So my transitioning from one spot to another, or one movement to another movement, can be called flow. Same for transitioning in our steps, right? So if I have, for instance, a few basic steps, and I'm able to transition in them properly and make them transition seamless, that can also be called flow. Another type of flow is the movement or the fluid movement within the body. So how I define that is by having connections between the body parts seamlessly. So that means, like, if I, for instance, use my knees and then I switch to my shoulder, there is literally no stop, it just continues, and that can be seen as flow. Think of it like a wave, for instance, right? So fluid movement in the body can also be seen as flow. And then lastly, another option is, two other options is either style, meaning you got a good flow, as in you got a very dope style, or your connection to the music. So the way you could say ride the music, ride the lyrics, the beat, and so on, and how you have a continuous vibe that fits the music is also called flow for some people. So it is very broad, and there's many different definitions for the same word, but that's what makes it so beautiful, because all of them are a part of that big spectrum called flow. And having all of them in your arsenal, being able to be aware of all of these, can really help you and benefit you to express the music better, have a better connection with your body, be able to move around the floor more. It's just really, really amazing. And in the end, all of these come to one and the same spot, and that is that you can basically move seamless without any stops, and with that you could say dive deeper into the music as well as your dance, because you become a part of the story that is happening through your flow. So the flow that we are going to focus on is two of them, but mainly it is the fluid movement in the body. So how the body moves around without any stops and creates basically just fluid rotations across the floor. Yeah, that's the one that I want to focus on right now. I really love the contrast of groove, isolation, flow. These are, to me, the three main elements, the trinity, as Geo Dimension would say, of hip hop. Groove being, of course, your rhythmical side, where we are like a metronome and stick to the pace, the tempo, the rhythm of the music. Isolation being isolating the body parts and learning to really move them separate in order to create effect, you could say, right? And then flow being the fluid movement that moves through the music and shows the melody and just has a softer vibe to it. And I swear by that, I live by that. Those are just my base, you know. That's what where we build everything upon, which is really, really beautiful. You could say it's the proton, neutron, and electron of our dance. I know that sounds crazy for some people, but to me, if dance would have an atom, it would be groove, isolation, flow. So what we're going to start with is I'm going to explain you a technique that we have been doing already, but this time we are going to go over the complete thing first. Okay, so what we are going to work on is our infinity sign. Okay, we're going to take what is called the groove separation, separating the head into head, separating the body into head, shoulder, chest, hips, knees, and ankles, just like the letters, right? A, B, C, D, E, F. like I said in one of the classes, that if our dance is a language, then the different body parts that we have are the letters. And as we put them together, we create words or sentences, right? Now we are going to work on our letters for flow. So you could say that we first practiced, for instance, with isolation, we practiced our capital, I don't know what you call it in English. We call them block letters, but I don't know what you guys call them. So it's the letters that are like separated from each other. And then cursive, for instance, would be flow, right? We already practiced that one. Now we are going to practice our body in cursive letters. That's kind of how you could see it, if that makes any sense. So we are going to create an 8 or a infinity sign with our body parts. The head we have already practiced together, and maybe a few other options. Now we are going to do the whole sequence. I'm going to do it without music first to just show you how it works, okay? So there's 4 corners that we move into, just like the X's that we did, the X and O's, right? But now we rotate towards them or rotate through them, okay? So we take a direction to the right, left, to the left front, left back, right back, okay? Boom, 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 boom. But we rotate through it, come back and rotate. So right here, boom, in, out, in, out. And what you notice already is that I use my whole body. So I'm not standing still and just rotating my head in this infinity sign. I'm shifting my weight because the shifting of the weight helps with creating a lot of flow, a lot of, it creates this continuous movement basically, and that's what flow is, continuous motion through the body, right? Or through the body or through space, okay, one of those two. So being able to shift my weight, which we did in the first class with breathing, helps me to create that flow and that continuous movement that is happening. And then inside of that, I create, see, this 8. Front, back, front, back, front, back. From there, we move to the shoulder, and the shoulder comes up. So we connect the dots. We finish here in the back, the shoulder comes up, and then so the 8, this is an 8 or a infinity side upside down, or just the 8, over explaining. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, nice, down. And from there we switch, so we scoop under. You know what's awesome? A lot of my classes connect together deeply. So this scoop that we are going to do connects to, if we remember, that wushu spin that we did in the very first week. Aha. We scoop under, and then from there we switch to the other shoulder, come up and move down in the 8. Up in the 8, down in the 8, up in the 8, down. Boom, boom. So you want to do this a few times. You don't want to stick to doing it just once and then, okay, now I know my 8. Now I can move into the sequence. It's not about the sequence. It's really about building that muscle memory inside of every single part. Just like when you were in kindergarten and you had to practice your ABCs and had to write the letter A millions of times, A, and just continue to write the A. This works the same way, so that you just build a good muscle memory, and the way you write your letters is just really clean. I wish I had done as much of writing as I did of doing this with my dance, because then I would have a way better handwriting than I have right now. It's just, it doesn't look nice. I look like a doctor when I write. I don't know if that's also an English thing, but in the Netherlands, they say if you write really ugly, you're probably going to become a doctor, because they write terrible and they give you like the worst subscription. And it's like, what am I looking at right now? So yeah, it's not a joke. It's literally a thing that we say here in the Netherlands, and that's why I said it. So we move up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. You want to connect them. Make sure that it's fluid, so that it's not a circle down and a circle up, okay? It connects. And as you can see, I still use my body. This is a full body movement. Even though I focus on my shoulder as accent, the whole body is involved into moving that around, you know? Yeah. Okay, from there, we're gonna turn again. So we're gonna basically turn our shoulder underneath again, just like with the previous one where we switched. Now we're gonna do it on the other side. And then from here, as we come back forward, we're gonna rotate, boom, the chest out. So the shoulder comes to the side and the chest gets the room to come out from there, okay? The chest comes out and then moves in, out, in, out, in, out, in. And I really help myself with my legs. I push, push, push just a little bit to make sure that I can bring myself back in that rotation with the right energy and tempo, right? Because if I would just do it with my chest, I have to get a lot of strength from my chest in order to bring it back as big as I want. But if I use my legs, now I can really emphasize that size a little bit more, and so my flow becomes bigger and more apparent for people, okay? From here, we're gonna move to the hip. So we came out, we come in, finish that rotation, and then the hip comes forward. You can do it, of course, two ways. We can do it in-centered, like always, or we can move out-centered, okay? Let me see which one I want. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, we're gonna do in-centered. It's harder, but that's how it should be. So one hip comes forward. We press our pelvis forward to the other side, okay? Knee comes up, boom. We press the pelvis to the other side, then we sit down. Boom, sit. And then as we are sitting, we just move our butt to the other side, basically. Don't make it too difficult. Forward, sit, back. Boom, back. Front, back. Front, back. Front, back. For some, this is a very hard technique, I know. But yeah, in the end, these classes are about leveling you up, getting you to another place, you know, and these are all everything that I do in these classes, guys, I have practiced relentlessly myself, and that's how my body got to the point where it is right now, and my heart got to the point where it is right now. I've shared with you my mind, my heart, how I feel my dance, what I experience, what makes me happy, and my body is as in how I trained it to get to this point. I am literally not pulling any punches. I am not keeping anything back. This is for real. This is what I did. Just this, of course, in more levels, but you know, step by step, you know, and this is already pretty high. I didn't do this in the first year. Okay, so here we go. Boom, back, front, back, front, back, bang, boom, 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 boom. Okay, from there, after we finish, we're now gonna go to the knee. So the hip comes back to that side, the back corner, right? And then the knee comes out. From here, we are going to stand a little bit and change our weight, or place our weight a little bit above that knee. And then we are going to rotate in. It's the same direction for every 8, okay? For every infinity sign. It comes in, we move it back, boom. And then from there, we bring it back to the center, or back to a more neutral position, you could say. So out and the other side. The front circle and the back circle. Front circle, back circle. Boom, 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 boom. So what you notice is that I take my weight off of this leg just a little bit. That is to really emphasize that effect. Okay, now don't force it too much. If you want to not do that, that's fine too. But for me, it helps me with really getting that second circle to the side. Otherwise, I can't really build that second rotation that much. So as I swoop up just a little bit, boom, 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 bang, bang, I can emphasize that second rotation. Okay? From there, we switch to the other side, so the other knee. rotate back. It's like a boogaloo roll, you could say, kinda. Rotate back, bring the energy from one knee to the other so the other one comes out, and then we continue to go out, in, back, and switch or turn. Boom, 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 bang, 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 boom, shoo, shoo, shoo. Okay. From there, we go to the legs. So we finished off in a knee. We step in, and now we make our 8, make our infinity sign with our foot, with our toes. We kind of worked on this a little bit as well. I told you all classes come together inside of this class. It's awesome. So we have a circle in the front, right? Or the half of our infinity sign, and then the other half is back, right here. That's all it is. As simple as that. Now, what is really important for me is that you use your hip to create this 8, right? So I don't stand still and just move my leg. I actually have this going on, this right here. That side to side movement with a little bounce inside of it as well. See? Boom, boom, so that I emphasize with the whole body as opposed to just isolating the leg, okay? Another little detail, my, I was gonna say my knee, elbow, no, my heel comes forward when I scoop it in. I scoop with my heel coming towards you guys. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so I'm not keeping my legs straight forward and my toes straight forward. I tilt it, boom, and then I tilt it outwards. Inwards, outwards, inwards, outwards. But the inward one is most important. From there we switch, inward, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, let's do the whole sequence up to down without music, very slowly to get everything going and remember how the pattern goes. Okay, so we have the head. We're gonna take, let's say, 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're gonna take 4 counts for every part. Follow along slowly. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Half circle back. 6, 7, 8, and shoulder up. 3, 4, down. 6, 7 to the other side. Up. 2, 3, 4, down. 6, 7, 8, out. 2, 3, 4, and in. 6, 7, 8, hips front. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and knee. 2, 3, 4, bring it back. 6, switch. 8, and knee. 2, 3, 4, bring it back. 6, 7, 8, and toes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was really slow, the ending. But you notice that here on top it was a little faster, right? It felt like, okay, we have a good pace, and then down here it started to slow down. But, you know, just get through it. Rather start slow than fast, right? We're gonna do it a little bit faster. So now we're gonna turn every, let's see, 2 counts. Let's try it out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hips. 2, back. 4, and knee. 6, 7. Switch. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Toes. 6. Switch. Toes. 2, 3, 4. Single count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, chest. 8, and hips, back, knee, back, switch, knee, back, and front toe, back toe, front toe, toe. 5, 6, 7, 8. Head, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, chest, 8, and hips, 2, knee, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, let's go, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, hips, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, down, 1, 2. Okay, now it's time to put that to music. Let's go. Okay, here we go. So every single count. Let's try this out. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, hips, 2, knee, 4, knee, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2. Slow it down every 2 counts. 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Shoulder, down, chest, out, in, hips, front, back, knee, and switch, knee, boom. Toes, switch, toe. So, to create flow, you want to connect the dots together. You don't want to make it 6 separate parts. It has to be one flow. It's one energy, one infinity sign that just moves through the body, okay? So we're gonna do it every 2 count, but I want you to fill it up, right? So as I do it, see that? I use my weight. Boom, back, up, down, switch, up, down, and chest. See that? From here to my chest, I move out. There's no stop. Boom, boom. In, and to the hip, boom, boom. To the knee, I'm here, right? At the end right there, the corner you could say, and then I bring it forward. And down. Switch, down, boom. So from here, there's a little stop, but with that jump, you try to connect that knee to that foot. That knee coming out to how that foot starts that movement. Let's try it, 2 counts. 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, let me see, is that right? 8, 1, 2, 3, I got you. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, chest, in, hips, back, knee, back, switch, knee, back, and toe, toe, switch, toe, toe. Every single count. 5, 6, 7, 8, front, back, shoulder, down, chest, in, hips, knee, knee, toe, toe. Nice. Let's do it one more time together when the music starts again. And then from there, we are going to freestyle with this and play around with it. Let's go. Okay, here we go. Let's do this with the music. Every single count. Waiting till the start of the song. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, down, shoulder, down, chest, in, hip, back, knee, switch, knee, and toe, and toe. Nice. Okay, it's your turn now. So, what do I want you to try and do? I want you to choose one part, guys, for now, one body part, and I want you to try to create 8s and circles with that body part. It can be the head, which we already did, right? It can be the shoulders. The chest, or actually no, okay. Sorry, skip that. I'm going to challenge you better. 8 counts flow in the head. 8 counts in the shoulders, the chest, the hips, the knees, the ankles. From there, we switch to 4. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, then 2 counts. So 1, 2, and then goes to the shoulders. 3, 4, to the chest. 5, 6, to the hips. 7, 8, to the knees. 1, 2, to the toes. 3, 4. Got me? And then eventually, once. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, and you continue that one. But I'm gonna help you guys through it. I'm gonna play this song and we're gonna try to do it together first. I'm going to do it with you, but you're not doing the same movement as I am. So don't focus on what I'm doing exactly. Just look at where my hands are. I'm gonna show you. We're in the head. Now we go to the shoulders, now to the chest. I'm gonna count it out for you so that you know what is happening. Okay, first I'm gonna show you, and then after that you have to try it yourself. So let's go. I'm gonna play the song over so that we have enough time for this whole exercise. We're gonna do it once together, and then you do it by yourself. Okay, so here we go. We start with 8 counts in the head, right? And it's just freestyle, whatever circles and 8s you can create. 5, 6, I'm not gonna do too much so that you can see it. 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hips. Knees. Toes. Head. 1, 2, 3, shoulders. 6, 7, head, knees, chest. What? Chest. 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hips. 2, 3, 4. Knee. 2, 3, 4. Toes. 2, 3, 4. And head. 2, shoulder. 2, chest. 2, hips. 2, knee. 2, ankle. 2, and head. Shoulder, chest, hip, knee, ankle, head, shoulder, chest, hip, knee, ankle, head, shoulder, chest, hips, knees, ankles. Okay. Sorry, made a mistake there. It's not that easy to count. Remember the sequence and do it right, and continue to do 8s and circles. So just to help you a little bit with the 2s and the 1s, maybe even the 4s, what I do is I don't finish 8s. So I'm not gonna do 8 in one count. 1, I'm not doing that. I'm just taking a direction and moving into it, and then I change my direction. So I make circular movement with the head, then circular movement with the shoulder, then with the chest, then with the hips, then with the knees, then with the ankle. That's all with the toes. That's all I'm doing, okay? So you don't have to go all out and search for your options and be fast. You can literally take it slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You see that? Head, shoulder, chest, hip, knee, toe. Head, shoulder, chest, hips, knees, toes. See? Head, shoulder, chest, hips, knees, toes. Head, shoulder, chest, hips, knees, toes. Okay, so you can take your time. Cool? It is time for you, or should we try it again once more? No. It's time for you to try it out yourself, okay? So you take your 8s, your 4s, your 2s, your 1s, and in the 1 you try to stay for a little longer. Now this takes discipline because it's easy to get lost and then just do whatever, you know? It's easy to do that. So that's why I said, let's do it again one more time. I'm sorry, I know I said you're gonna do it by yourself, but I wanna make sure that you do the exercise right. So follow along with me for one more time, and then you can do it yourself, okay? I'm gonna replay the song. I'm not gonna replay the song because it does that for me. Look at that. Everything works by itself here. Got my own little studio. Yeah, I'm doing this. I'm doing this, guys. Cool, here we go. 8 counts. Now I'm gonna actually dance myself too. 6, 5, 6, 7, head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, shoulders. Chest. Hips. 7, 8, knees. Toes. Head, 4, 1, 2, 3, shoulders. Chest. Hips. 3, knees. 2, 3, toes. 1, 2, 3, head. 1, shoulders, chest, hips, knees, toes, and head. Shoulder, chest, hips, knees, toes, 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 head. Shoulder, chest, hips, knees, toes. Okay. Now, it's time for you to try it out yourself. Play whatever song you want to play and do this sequence by yourself. Play around, have some fun. And then afterwards, as always, come back here. Okay, now that you're back, do not be worried. I am not going to give you more techniques because I know the usage of the 8s, it's already very full. Like normally Dimension and I would practice this for like, I don't know, hours basically, because we would dissect everything. So we would practice maybe like, let's say 3 rounds to 5 rounds with the head, then the shoulders separate, the chest, the hips, the knees, the ankles. Then we would apply head and ankles, knees and knees and shoulders, shoulders and knees, these two, shoulders and knees, chest and hip together, and so on. So we would just continue to vary with the different options that we would have. And in that way, this simple exercise of just creating flow and rotations in your body can eventually become this whole, like, what is it called? Whole exercise, this whole workout, you could say, kind of like a dance workout in a way, you know. And that's how we would build our body, build our muscle memory, build our technique, our skill, so that we could do whatever we want, you know. Because eventually I don't think about it, and I keep saying that, and I will keep saying that. Eventually I don't think about the techniques. I don't go to a cypher or a battle and think, okay, right now I'm going to show them flow. Not at all. The music asks that from me. And if the music asks it from me, my body is ready to give exactly what the music wants from me in certain levels. You know what I mean? Like in a certain level, and that's what I want. I don't want to just express myself from the feeling. I want my body to be able to live up to that feeling completely, you know, because yeah, it just really feels amazing to be able to portray and express something so vividly that you feel with your body. And that's why I do all these different exercises, so that my body is ready to give me what I need in order to express myself 100%. So that's where it comes from, you know. But we're not going to really get into more. We're not going to get deeper into it. For now, for the exercises, when you do, for instance, your flow, what I want you to think of is that the 8s are infinite. You can, or the infinities are possibly everywhere, are possible everywhere. So I can also create 8s moving up and down, for instance, right? I can do this 8 diagonally, one half, and then the other half with the other shoulder, right? So it's super, super open basically, and that's the beauty of it. For now, I'm gonna leave you with one exercise, and this challenge, to me, is pretty deep. Like this is a real one basically. I'm not trying to scare you. What I'm saying is that this is just, it has helped me a lot. So we're going to connect our groove and our flow together, not by doing bounces and then doing 8s inside of bounces. By the way, that is also an exercise, but don't worry, we're gonna skip that for now. You can try that out for yourself. Do the same thing that you just did, the 8s, but now bounce in it, and then you can create your 8 with a bounce, connecting groove and fluid movement together, right? But for now, that's not what I want to focus on. What I want to share with you is this little exercise that we are going to talk about now. This is what you're going to try to do. This is the challenge. You're going to take your head and you're going to create your flow, and you're going to direct your flow to a certain location, to a certain position. Okay, back with the position, Skev, I know. When you get to that position, now from here, I want you to create a groove based on this position. So when I'm here, for instance, I can create a step right here. See? So go somewhere, bam, I come there, I create a step and I can continue to move with that step. From there, after you did your step, you continue your flow with your shoulders to a new location where you then create the next step. I don't know what the heck to do from here. Let's see, what can I get from here? This feels so Michael Jackson-ish, right? Or, I don't know, oh, maybe I can stay here. Okay, there we go, right? So that's my next step. From there, you already know it. The chest starts to flow, so you connect the chest. See that? And then the chest makes a new position, or the chest leads you into a new position. And then from that position, you make your groove, okay? This is not an easy exercise, and I know that because you need some vocabulary for this. But we are already in day 25 or 26, right? 25 if I'm right. And so, you know, I just want to dive. I just want to dive. And if it's hard, the first section was for you. The grooves, the flow separation with the eights, bang, stick to that. But now if you want to, you can really try to learn a little bit more and figure out how amazing the body can actually be if you figure this out and put these things together, okay? So chest goes into a place. You can create a groove from that chest. Then the hip moves us into a certain location. Let's say I'm here, and I create my groove from there. The knee brings me somewhere. You can raise your knees up and create circles if you want, in different ways, of course. Let's say it brings me here, and I can create a groove from there. Foot, I'm already on the floor, so let's connect the dots from the previous classes, right? Hey, I can connect the dots from the previous classes in here as well. So that is the challenge for today. I'm not trying to sound cool. I'm not trying to make this more than it is. But for me personally, this was such an epiphany. It connected certain dots for me that made me really happy, basically, because I didn't start groovy. I didn't start with a lot of flow. I started with a lot of conceptual techniques, you know. I had a lot of feeling in my dance, but I didn't have the vocabulary or the ways to create that same flow that I saw with certain people, right? That same continuation in their movement where everything just fits together and connects, you know. I didn't have that at first, so to slowly move from that into learning different things that I showed you here in these classes, and then to get to this point where all of a sudden, like, this became like one of the main things that I do, flow, and I built some grooves from there. It was just, yeah, really eye-opening in a way, you know? So that is your main challenge, and then after that comes the basic challenge, which is just moving from flow. When you do that, it's all about just doing whatever flow method you want to use, just continuous motion. That's all it is afterwards, okay? I'm now just giving you some more details on how you can do it within the body, and then from there you can take it on and do whatever. Now, if you really want to know, I have given a lot of aspects that I use in flow in these classes. We started with our weight shifts. I do that, and our breath. I use that in my class, in my flow. We then move to positions where you move through positions instead of stopping in them, right? With through the music. I use that in my flow to create, to move basically to different locations without ever stopping. And then from there being able to create whatever I want and make my grooves, right? We talked about waves, which I use in my flow as well. We talked about snaking, which I use in my flow. We talked about using the top of the head and the bottom, which also helps for flow. We talked about slides, comes back as well inside of flow. We talked about a lot of things, guys. So I'm not saying, hey, remember all this, now do it together. But what I'm saying is all of this stuff comes back in my dance, and I actually use it. It's actually valuable for me and helps me to express myself. And this just makes it full circle and gives you a lot of options for what you want to do with your dance, you know. There's options for those who want to groove and just have fun. There's options for those who want to work on footwork and play around with their legs, who want to try something interesting and different with their concepts, right? There's just something for everybody, and I hope that I was able to inspire you with these classes. With that said, it is time for your last 2 challenges, so get into it. Flow, 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 and bring them to a certain groove and then continue, okay? And then lastly, just do your open challenge where you just move from flow, move around the floor, use your weight shifts and play around with how everything just continues moving without stops, and that's it, okay? So that is the class for today. Simple on the technical side, or at least short on the technical side, but I feel like y'all can use a bit of a break and less information for now. I'll see you guys, of course, again tomorrow. And as always, have a happy practice, and thank you so much for being here. See you soon.